what happened the other night was a political earthquake in a good way. We will reserve judgment on Zohran, but obviously the people that have clearly lost their minds, Jen, and there are quite a few of them, they're not very happy about this.
And that's what we see, and that's what we can judge this by and judge the win by, because every single person that is freaking out about this is someone that I view as an enemy to what we're trying to do. And it doesn't matter where they are on the political spectrum. The one thing that all of those people will have in common is they're opposed to what I'm trying to do. And so it doesn't matter whether they're Republicans or if they're liberals. Doesn't matter to me. If you're freaking out about a Muslim, and by the way, democratic socialist, which again, we don't need to go rehash all of the labels and stuff like that. But if that's what whichever part of that freaks you out, you're part of my problem. So to me, just watching all the people that are part of my problem have their panties in a bunch is just very entertaining. I live for that shit. I watch some dark, horrible shit all day long. So when there's some fun stuff, yeah, I'm in it. I'm for it.
Here we go.
Democratic Socialist candidate Zohran Mamdani has won the New York City Democratic mayoral primary. And a lot of the world's worst people are having completely unhinged reactions.
I'm so excited you're playing this.
Let's have a look at some of the worst.
Wait a second. You have to preface this.
Pundit.
I sent this to you.
Yes, give a shout out to Nathan J. Robinson of Foreign Affairs. He did a really good job.
It is a perfect compilation, exactly, of people that I think are disgusting being unhappy. Yeah, it's feel good. Yeah.
I also find it interesting that Nathan just cannot lose his British accent. It's just he's tried, but it still pops out every once in a while.
And all of these people, by the way, need to be called out for the fact that they're bigots. They're bigots, because that's what it really comes down to. Because it isn't the fact that you're not really hating on him because of his concept of, I don't know, people having housing and healthcare. You're not, or you wouldn't be showing 9/11.
No,
see, that's just your bigotry right there.
Exactly. If there's one thing that, and that was the point that I was trying to make earlier, is that if there's one thing that is crystal clear, and I mean crystal clear, is that Islam hate, as you now say. Don't say Islamophobia, because it's Islam hate. If you want to know what,
it's why I'm just called it bigotry. It's bigotry.
Yeah, it is, hands down, full stop, bigotry, and it goes with the liberals and the conservatives. It's equal opportunity on this.
Oh yeah.
Benny Johnson posted a picture of the 9/11 attacks. In 2001, we will never forget. NYC in 2035 elects a jihadist, which Mamdani is not. Ben Shapiro posted a still from Planet of the Apes suggesting New York is headed for apocalyptic.
Oh, that's not bigoted. That's not bigoted at all. So literally you're comparing this person to an ape. Oh, but we're not supposed to see that as bigoted. You constantly playing victim, anti-Semite, calling douchebag. Ben
and
just
irks me. And you know that Ben is having he's having a moment. He's having
racist piece of shit.
Destruction. Charlie Kirk also invoked 9/11, saying a Muslim socialist is now set to run New York City.
We have to pause.
A lot of people.
Charlie Kirk needs to go get fucked. He needs to go get fucked. He needs to go get fucked, because what he's doing is the equivalent of people that are conflating Zionism and Judaism. Stop conflating what 9/11 was with Muslims. Stop doing that, you piece of shit bigot.
The other thing you have to keep in mind when you're doing something like this is that you're also trying to inspire a Zionist nut job in the greater New York City area to track down Zohran.
Well, yeah, but stop calling out that he's Muslim. What the hell does that have to do with anything unless you're a bigot? This is why I like this. It's so clear.
Yeah, well, I like my bigots to be out front.
I do too. I'm very happy with hate speech. Please, by all means, continue.
Muslim socialist is now set to run New York City. A lot of people using the word Muslim as if that's a bad thing. These are a bunch of bigots. Stephen Miller said Democrats have shown how unchecked migration fundamentally remade the New York City electorate.
Oh
my God,
City has
been an immigrant city. How unchecked migration fundamentally.
just losing it.
Now, if anybody knows who Stephen Miller is, if you want to know who the biggest bigot is in the entire Trump administration, that's
yeah. He's Goebbels. He's Goebbels.
He's Goebbels, and he's definitely packing a small one. I have no doubt he's it's
wearing ladies' underwear.
Ladies' underwear, yeah, something like that.
Fundamentally remade the New York City electorate, although New York City has been an immigrant city forever. Jonathan Chait said that he wouldn't globalize the Intifada.
First of all, that man doesn't know what the Intifada is, which I find none of them do. I even like it when in Congress and committee they call it the infitada. Go back to look at the infitada.
Or a frittata. Cook up your frittata.
This picture is so slanted. Just that picture alone is so trying to purposefully make him seem like sly or cunning.
Like it is scary guy.
Ridiculous. See, and here's the thing: it's not working. He's still cutie poo. Continue.
Jonathan Chait, by the way, is one of the biggest liberal Zio scumbags in all of politics. This guy, you know the old saying about if a person stops short, they would not only be up their ass, they'd be coming out their mouth. Well, that's Jonathan Chait with Hillary Clinton. Remember
so again, I love that we're going back and forth from pieces of crap like that to Charlie Kirk. Like again, it's all of the people that are working against me are all upset in one place. It's beautiful.
He wouldn't globalize the Intifada, which Mamdani hasn't said he would do either. He just explained what some people mean when they say that term. A Democratic operative named Rachel Bitecoer.
Peter made us talk to her. Go back, people, and look. I did not want her on the show. Peter, that was one of the people.
I kind of wanted to just test a theory, and the theory proved to be correct.
We had her on a few years ago. It was horrible. And
so we had, as I like to refer to her, as dollar store Melissa McCarthy.
I think that's insulting to, and I don't even like dollar stores. It's insulting to dollar stores and Melissa McCarthy.
New York City is going to have to go through the full San Fran experience to recover its sanity. Keep in mind, this woman basically lives on her couch. Just saying.
Well,
New York City,
not just that, but notice how. So her issue with him is what exactly? So what are you saying, Rachel? What are you saying? That because he wants to attack your neoliberal capitalistic housing crisis problem that you've created with your privatization and your for-profit friends. So that is the scary thing. I'm not understanding. Clearly. What are you saying?
And she's clearly paid by the Democratic Party. Otherwise, there's no way she'd be mouthing off like this. It wouldn't make any sense.
San Fran Experience posting a picture of a tent city. The difference, of course, being that San Francisco is run by rich liberals, not by democratic socialists. Billionaire Bill Ackman, who tried his best to get sex pest Andrew Cuomo elected, said we deserve the city that we're going to get.
Now that we agree with. That we agree with. I believe everybody is going to get what they deserve to get.
Now, keep in mind, Bill Ackman has already made it very clear that one of two things are going to happen, Jen. Number one, he is going to give a shitload of money to Eric Adams, who is still the incumbent mayor, even though he's running as an independent. But he already said in his first press conference that he is still a Democrat. He just needed to drop the Democrat label because of the legal issues that he's going through right now. Let me tell you something. I will whip, if I'm Zohran right now and my competition is Eric Adams, I'm just going the old school route of Ronald Reagan. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago?
And guys, we will get way more into that on Saturday night because we have India Walton coming on. And I think a lot of that discussion is better with her.
Absolutely. But Bill Ackman is somebody who, like Ethan Klein, but on a much grander scale because he's a multi-billionaire, he's married to an Israeli Zio princess as well. So it runs in the family, to say the least. And so of all the people that are going to go ham in many ways to try to stop Zohran from winning, Bill Ackman, who has gone between supporting Joe Biden and Donald Trump, because again, for him and his class, it's all about corporate special interests. It doesn't matter who's in charge, as long as they're adhering to the will of what he and his fellow cohorts want. And in the case of New York City, and the fact that he's a bigot Zionist, it should not surprise anybody that he's going to be very active in trying to stop Zohran from winning. Who knows what lengths he may go to do so.
They all will. They'll
very
all
pissed
get
and threatening
behind
to leave.
Adam.
Larry Summers
Another
said
one.
that Trotskyite economic policies were coming to New York. This is also
One thing that I also want to point out about Larry Summers, just so you guys know, and this is a well-documented fact at this point, Larry Summers was in the Epstein files, and he has been to the island. So
okay,
remember,
wait. And can we also point out how he's using this kind of piece of shit who, if I'm not mistaken, isn't he also like a Clinton person?
yes.
Okay,
He
so
was
he's
Clinton's,
probably a total Kamala person.
He was the Secretary of the Treasury.
All right. Point being, I love that somebody like that is using the term anointment of a candidate. You mean they elected him? I don't understand. Yesterday's New York City anointment. So we use words like that. Words have meanings. And these are the same people that Iran is a regime. Iran is a regime. We're a republic or a government or whatever, but they're a regime. Same kind of crap. He was not anointed. He was elected. Cuomo, had he won, would have been anointed because they would have had to cheat to do so. See, that's the thing. That's how it works.
Indeed.
Said that Trotskyite economic policies were coming to New York. This is also a lot of suggestion that Jewish New Yorkers are now unsafe, that a jihadist anti-Semite has taken over, that a communist has taken over, which is what Laura Loomer said.
Oh my God. This dumb bitch.
Would you like to have a moment and describe Laura Loomer?
I can't.
Best so people can understand.
Guys, if we were doing stories, I could have put her in the CUNT club. And I only spell it because it's Congresswomen in urgent need of teaching. And this woman belongs there. Again, Laura, do you know the difference between socialism and communism? Do you know what that is? No, I don't think so.
Laura, do you know the difference between a little Botox and way too much Botox?
Well, that's a whole other thing. I don't know why all these people want to look like they're having a centrifugal force situation. But enough with the names, right? It just shows that you're vapid and you have no substance and you really have nothing wrong. So again, I ask you, is he a socialist or is he a communist? And what does his religion have to do with it? You bigot. See, that, again, if it was just the fact that he's a communist, well, then she's just ignorant, right?
Yeah,
but
no,
the fact that he's a Muslim
ignorant.
communist, now you're just also bigot too.
Well, I mean, she is one hell of a bigot if there ever was one.
Oh.
But you know what the funniest thing that I can say about Laura Loomer, or Debbie Wasserman Schultz for that matter, Laura Loomer truly believes, Jen, that she is a better looking woman than AOC. Listen, say what you want about Alex, but you could, on your
I can't really see her, but she looks extremely plastic. So she looks the same as Bezos's new wife, who
disgusting.
I thought was a porn star. Apparently she was actually a news person.
Well, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
No, I seriously thought she was a porn star.
Yeah, listen, you never
She
know.
looks like a very aged ex-porn star to me. I'm just saying.
She just looks like the worst stereotypical Jap from the burbs that you could possibly.
And what district is Laura Loomer?
She was trying to run for Congress in Florida's 22nd, I think it was. But basically, Jew heaven, if you will. Del Rey.
So she was not elected? Are you telling?
No, absolutely not. She ran as a Republican in a heavily Democratic district.
Oh, so she can't be in the CUNT club. I thought that she was another one of their bimbo reps.
Well, I mean, she apparently may have gotten it on with Trump. I mean, there is that factor too. So, hey, listen, birds of a feather, birds of a feather.
Jack Posobiec said a
foreign-born Muslim
because Zainab, because Laura Loomer mocks people's looks.
Well, no, not that. Not that.
Time.
And it's a matter of, to me, when somebody is like so disingenuous in so many ways that they make that be the issue, then it's the issue. So this is someone, I guess, who said she was way prettier than AOC. Is that what you were saying? Like that she was like, okay. And here's the thing. I mean, you can say a lot of things about Alex, but she's pretty. She's a pretty girl. Yeah. And whatever it is. But the point is that you don't walk around with fake everything and be talking about someone's looks.
Damn right.
Don't.
Jack Posobiec, a guy who I think might be certifiable is the best way I could describe him.
So he's a bigot and ignorant. Oh, this is great.
Oh, yeah. No, this guy.
Foreign-born Muslim.
The other thing about Jack Posobiec is that a lot of people fancy him as someone who could potentially be one who preaches kind of like a stolen valor type of disposition, a guy who acts like he was really in it. Now, he served, I think he was in the Navy, I believe, but the guy tries to talk like he was on like the front lines of combat and things like that. Like that's how he acts. But he's definitely somebody that I question highly in terms of what he's actually been through, if anything. A very dislikable individual, I would say.
Foreign-born Muslim socialist just won the primary. Pro-Israel group Bitecoer said, "We urge all Jews to evacuate New York City."
Now that I would go with, and on behalf of where they would probably come, you're welcome. Continue.
Yeah.
City. Brianna Wu said Democrats are going to get the reputation of socialist terrorist cheerleaders. Gary Kasparov compared Mamdani's socialism to polio. Now, obviously, these are all pretty ridiculous. Unfortunately, this kind of fear-mongering can be successful. But fortunately, the antidote to all of this nonsense is to just have people watch Zohran Mamdani. Because when you see him talk, he's such a good speaker and he so effectively and clearly explains left political ideas that I think it's really hard to take any of this nonsense, any of this bullshit seriously when you just see Zohran Mamdani and you see how sincere and committed he is to his agenda of affordability. So it's really exciting. You should be excited. And you should especially be excited that people like Jonathan Chait and David Frum and Charlie Kirk and Stephen Miller and Elise Stefanik and Laura Loomer are unhappy. Because these are some of the worst people in American politics.
Yes!
And if they're unhappy, then something is going right in this country finally.